Ah, shit. Get your tea and your popcorn because we have hit yet another psychological jackpot. For those of you who have been following the J Barbie story, J Barbie is the mixed race girl who she popularized this line dance. And I find it interesting how many unambiguous black women are hating on her because they talk so much about being the blueprint. And it's like, yeah, when you're the blueprint, what that means is that people take your blueprint and then they go and profit off of it. That's the whole definition of a blueprint. That's literally what that means. So people are mad because J Barbie became more famous and more popular than the originators of the dance. But one of the pretty girls sent me this email of this link, and I can't play the music because it's going to copyright me. But it's J Barbie dancing, and she invited an unambiguous black woman to dance with her. But of course, that's not enough. So even if you're a mixed race woman, you know how they tell you to like reach back and help dark skinned black women, and you need to hold space for dark skinned black women. You need to not replace them. You need to make sure that dark skinned black women get their shine too. Well, J Barbie is doing that. She has an unambiguous black woman on the stage dancing with her. But of course, if you look at the comments, people had to make it into a competition. Somebody said, nah, we go in chocolate on this one. And it has 2,000 likes. And it's like, okay, but if you don't view mixed race women as your competition, why are you randomly comparing them? These are two women who are working together to do a dance. J Barbie is trying to show sisterhood with an unambiguous black woman, and that's still not enough. So you got this person randomly making it a competition. We go in chocolate on this one. Somebody commented and said, white chocolate, you exactly right. Somebody said, tell her get some better fitting jeans. No, ma'am. Have you ever noticed that whenever you're the standard of beauty, people love to roast your clothes? Like, there's nothing wrong with her outfit. Her outfit is actually really cute. I actually think that's part of why people follow her. I know that's part of why I follow her. She has cute clothes. I like her jeans. So, first, you had people calling her a hoe in some of her past content, saying that her clothes were too tight and too revealing. And now that she's wearing more baggy jeans, now suddenly they're saying, oh, these jeans also don't fit. So do you see how whenever somebody is jealous of you, nothing you do is right? They just can't give you a compliment. Everything's a competition. This girl cannot help how she was born. So if unambiguous black people pedestalize light skin and they keep clicking on videos of women that they dislike, like J Barbie, they keep making women famous that they hate, like J Barbie. Well, she has the right to alchemize that. She has the right to privilege stack based on whatever privileges she has. So I see a lot of people saying that, she has light skin privilege, she has white privilege. And I want to talk about that for a second. Let's go ahead and go through the privileges that J Barbie has. So just off the top, as far as what she can stack in her favor, she has light skin privilege, pretty privilege, thin privilege, hair texture privilege, featureism privilege. People complained about J Barbie looking white. Like they say that she looks white and that's the only reason why she's famous. Well, if you look at her TikTok, J Barbie has actually gone even more blonde at this point. So she went even blonder. That's her way of basically saying, fuck you, bitch. You think I had white passing privilege before? How about now? So if she has white privilege or white passing privilege, okay, well, she's Haley Steinfeld up in this bitch. Who gonna check her? She's famous, she's getting paid, she's pretty, she's enjoying her life, and she knows how to utilize her social status to gain power. And this is a common mistake that a lot of unambiguous black women make. Black women seem to have this belief that if you're the creator of something, that you're supposed to get money and fame and clout off of it. And that's not true. There are plenty of people right now who are more creative than celebrities. There are plenty of people right now who can sing better, they can dance better, but they're still poor. Why? Well, it's because social status can actually supersede creativity. So let's use Beyonce as an example. When Beyonce first started in the industry, she had the social status of beauty, not to mention her family had social status because they had a bit of money. So she was coming from a strong middle class background. Her family sold their house at one point to invest in Beyonce's career. So that's a form of status. It's financial status. So what a lot of black women don't understand, and it hinders them in social climbing, they don't understand that status is actually one of the most powerful tools that you can use to attain what you want. because human beings are very shallow. They don't value creativity more than status. No, they don't. They don't. They value the status the most. That's why they follow beautiful women. That's why you have men who follow the pretty girl as opposed to the most creative, most wholesome and loving girl. No, they will follow the pretty one. Why? Because beauty is a form of social power. Social power equals status. Okay, so having a light complexion in her case, or her phenotype, well, all these things that people are complaining about, those are all her status symbols. By the way, if you ever have black women and men complaining that you only got to somewhere because, you have light skin or you're mixed, all they're doing is telling you what your status symbols are. All they're doing is admitting the fact that they view your light skin tone as a form of status. They're admitting the fact that they view your mixed heritage or you being close to whiteness. They view that as a form of status. That's why they're bringing it up. So always listen to the insults that you get from the black community because they're telling you exactly how you were able to social climb past them. So they're actually, if I truly was a hater, I would not tell her exactly why I'm hating on her because all that's going to do is give her more power. All that's going to do is give her more social strategy. And that's exactly what's happening. You guys are telling J Barbie exactly how to succeed. And that's why I just saw on her TikTok this morning, she had pictures with rappers. So she knows that, okay, I'm getting famous because people think that I have status due to my looks. So let me play into this. Let me continue to attain more social status. Celebrities have social status. They have celebrity status. So now she's over here posting pictures with Kodak Black on her TikTok. Not to mention the fact that she knows she is a quote unquote preference. Okay, so a black woman convinced us that we are preferences of rich black celebrity men. They've convinced us that we are preferences. So now she knows how to use that to her advantage. So do you see how when people try to tear you down, they end up kind of setting you up for success? That's a very common social climbing mistake that a lot of women in the black community make. This person says, and y'all talking about 6K to see that? Well, yeah, because people are willing to pay her that money. So you can't just admit that you're jealous that she's making 6K and be done. I have never in my life seen people get this upset over $6,000. Are you that poor? Are you that broke to the point where somebody making $6,000 makes you so upset to the point where you have to comment on their TikTok page? You have to troll them. You have to complain now because they're making $6,000. This person says, Red Pants did it so effortlessly, she ate. Somebody says they both look good. Stop comparing. Exactly. Have you ever noticed that a lot of unambiguous women are in a one-sided competition with Exoticals? They're literally in a one-sided competition. Not once have I heard J Barbie talk about being in competition with anyone. Not once have I heard her talk about, oh, I'm so much better than these unambiguous dark-skinned women. I've never heard J Barbie say anything like that, ever. I've never heard her say anything racist against unambiguous black women, but all it takes is her actually inviting someone to come up and dance with her. J Barbie didn't have to share her stage. How many unambiguous women do you think would share their stage with an Exotical? Let's be honest. If it were just unambiguous dark-skinned black women, do you think they would share the stage with somebody who looked like J Barbie? Probably not. They would be eating that attention up. They'd be soaking up that attention. They'd be eating, sleeping, and living and breathing that attention. Because attention is currency. So J Barbie, out of the kindness and generosity of her heart, decided to let this unambiguous woman dance with her. She didn't have to do it. But that wasn't enough. You still had to make it so that it's a competition. This person says, Red Pants not dancing like a YB. She's smooth and seductive with it. This person says, Jasmine ate this up though. She didn't even have to try that hard. Katie Curry says, Red Pants and hip movement equals butter. So I find it hilarious how suddenly the black community, they're all experts on dancing. They're such experts on dancing all of a sudden. They're experts on hip movements, on posture, on how to do the slide, how to do the two-step. They're experts on dancing, but they couldn't manage to go viral like J Barbie. So it's like, okay, you claim to be such an expert, but your expertise didn't work out. So have a seat in the comment section where you belong. This person says, blue jeans keep doing the exact same moves every video. Next. Okay, but the dance, those are the moves of the dance. So apparently, if you're mixed, you have to make up a new dance every time you do it. You can't even do the same dance twice. Do you see how they hold us to a higher standard? Have you ever noticed that? Whenever you are on the pedestal in the Black community, you are held to a higher standard of beauty, a higher standard of creativity. You can't wear the same jeans twice. You're expected to have new jeans every time. You're expected to have a new hairstyle every time. It's almost like they're living vicariously through you. They have this mindset of, if I looked like you, if I were light skinned like you, if I were mixed like you, I would be wearing different pants every time. I would be doing a different dance move every time. So they're projecting it onto us. Do you see how our pedestal is in the sky? Because she's literally scolding her for doing the same moves. And it's like, sis, those are the steps to the dance. Like when you do the electric slide, it's the same steps because it's the same dance. That's how line dances work. Then you have another person saying, I'm sorry, but red pants won. Red pants kill it without even trying. Okay, this is fake support. This is fake support because they notice how they're calling her red pants. They don't even know this woman's name. They don't even know this woman's name, and they're swearing up and down that she's so much more talented. And it's like, okay, but you didn't even follow her. You didn't study her or research her to even know her name. You're just triangulating. This is a typical manipulation tactic that a lot of Black women will use to try to harm your self-esteem. They will triangulate you with an unambiguous woman. And they'll be like, oh, well, she's better than you. She's more talented than you. Kind of like what they did to Beyonce. Oh, Kelly's more talented. Kelly's the better singer. Or like what they did with Normani. Oh, Normani is a better artist than all these other girls. So notice how they're trying to do that now. Oh, red pants is killing it without even trying. Oh, yeah, she's killing it so much that you don't even follow her. You don't even know her name. You're literally calling her red pants. You have another person. Red pants does it so effortlessly. She too smooth. Red pants so smooth, effortlessly ate that right on up. Red pants so gas. Do you see the fake support? I'm starting to believe that a lot of Black women only support other Black women as a triangulation tactic to humble mixed race women. That's the only reason you're supporting this Black woman in the red pants. You're only supporting her temporarily because you want to humble J Barbie. It's not because you actually give a fuck about this Black woman dancing. You guys didn't even look up her name. You didn't even look up her TikTok. You're not tagging her TikTok and saying, oh, I followed her. You didn't make her go viral. So all you're doing is calling her red pants. And you're just trying to make J Barbie's self-esteem go down because you're jealous of the fact that J Barbie was able to use her social status to social climb. We all know. Well, I mean, apparently, according to Black women told us, Black women have said all over the internet that all you have to do is be mixed race or be light skinned to go viral on social media. So they actually gave us Exoticals that social strategy. So thank you. But it's like J Barbie is using this social strategy and now you're mad and you're trying to pretend like you're such a huge fan of quote unquote red pants. You don't even know her name. So shut up. This person says they both nailed it, but this one is Jazz's signature dance for sure. LOL. Okay, if it's Jazz's signature dance, why didn't you guys make Jazz famous? This person says, y'all only hating for the obvious reason. Chill. She's Black. That same dance got her 9 million views in under 24 hours. Meanwhile, some of y'all can't even get 100 views. Apparently, America loves her. Exactly. So it's like, you're mad because she has social status. This is not about social justice. It's about social status. So they're claiming colorism. They're claiming that this is a colorist issue. And colorism is a social justice issue, but in reality, they're seeking social status because what they're saying is, if you don't make my TikTok dance famous, you're colorist. If you don't make dark-skinned Black women into famous influencers, you're colorist. Okay, that's not a social justice issue. That's not your civil right to be a famous TikTok influencer. That's not taking away your civil rights, not making you a famous line dancer on TikTok. No, that's a social status problem, not a social justice problem. So do you see how they use colorism as a way to seek social status? They want to try to bully people into following them on TikTok. That's literally what this is. They want to bully people or make you feel like you are racist if you don't follow unambiguous Black women's line dances on TikTok. This girl says, girl, please. The girl in the red pants did so much better and people are acknowledging that. I hope you're getting paid for real, defending a stranger on the internet. Somebody says, wait, ain't you doing the same thing? Exactly. Like she's doing the same thing that she's accusing the other girl of doing. This person says views don't equal support. She may be getting views, but 60% are saying she's extra and need to sit down, while the other 40% are going crazy thinking she's white and hyping it for that reason only. Okay, so she says views don't equal support. That's false. That is false. If you are on social media, everything counts. Okay, your views, your likes, all of that factors into how the algorithm pays you. So views, likes, subscribers, if you have like a Patreon, if you're selling a course, or in her case, if she's going on like a dance tour and doing bookings and stuff, all of that counts. So isn't it hilarious how they got mad because the unambiguous woman didn't get views? And now, 2 seconds later, they're saying, well, views don't equal support anyway. It's like, no, you're just trying to say that views don't matter because J Barbie is getting the views. So once again, it's just a humbling tactic. So anything J Barbie does, you're going to say, oh, well, that's not even important anyway. Nobody cares about that anyway. Have you ever noticed that? That's one of their main comebacks. Well, nobody cares that you're light skinned. Well, nobody cares that you're a dancer. Nobody cares that you're pretty. Nobody cares about your hair texture. Nobody cares about your views. Views don't equal support. So they're using all the oldest tricks in the book. This person says, you commented your opinion in an open space, and I stated a fact that views don't equal full support. Okay, so if views don't equal full support, tell me what does. Because have you ever noticed that if you're an exotical, unambiguous women will say that nothing you do is good enough? Like, oh, well, views don't equal full support, but then they don't tell you what does equal full support. Okay, so what's your standard that you're going off of then? Tell me what it is. How do I know that somebody is receiving support or not? This person says, y'all are haters. Is it because y'all can't dance or because she's fine? Get it? The both of y'all. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. The majority of people talking shit about J Barbie, they either can't dance or they don't look as good as J Barbie, according to their own standards. They don't have the body that J Barbie has. They don't have the face card that J Barbie has. They don't have the hair that J Barbie has. Half of the women hating on J Barbie don't even have edges. They wear lace fronts that look like J Barbie's hair. And then have the audacity to come on and randomly bully this girl who did nothing to them. All she did was do a few dances. That's all she did. And she even invited an unambiguous dark-skinned black woman to come on stage with her, and she's getting bullied in return. So this is why I say you should burn the cape, because there's nothing you can do that will cause their jealousy to go away. I see a lot of mixed women and a lot of light-skinned women going out of their way to try to like suck up to unambiguous people. We will be over here acting like a freaking soup kitchen or a charity case, inviting unambiguous women onto our platforms. And I'm not saying J Barbie is treating her like a charity case, but J Barbie allowed this woman to be on her platform. I see J Barbie collaborating with unambiguous women all the time, shouting out the black community all the time. But it's still never enough. And that's because if somebody is jealous of you, there's nothing you can do or say that's going to soothe their jealousy. This person says, I think they both did a good job. J Barbie got it down. She just needs to know how to behave in black people's spaces and stop saying offensive things and acting like she the center of trail riding. Okay, so she's saying that J Barbie said offensive things, but she didn't name any quotes of what J Barbie said. There are no timestamps. There are no video links. There are no TikTok links. So what offensive things did J Barbie say towards black people? And also, how is she acting like she's the center of trail riding? Bitch, she's a star. She's the one that the black people are paying to teach them how to dance. Black people are paying J Barbie to teach them how to dance. So how is that acting like she's the center of trail riding? No, the black people that paid her bills are the ones that are treating her like she's the center of trail riding. So do you see what I mean about how they'll constantly make people famous? They will put money into our pockets. They'll put money into the pockets of the exotical community and then get mad and be like, oh, they act like they're the center of attention. Well, they are the center of your attention. You're commenting on their TikToks. You're paying them to teach you how to line dance. And even if you're hating, bad publicity is still publicity nonetheless. Somebody says, ooh, man, can someone get these girls new outfits? So they're hating on their outfits now. So apparently you're supposed to be a fashion icon as well. So it's not enough to be a good dancer. It's not enough to invite unambiguous women onto the platform with you. It's not enough to go to black trail rides and teach black people how to do a line dance. No, now you also have to have a perfect, fashionable outfit. One of the other pretty girls sent me this video of a crusty ratchet auntie who actually jumped on stage. Like she jumped up to the front while J Barbie was dancing so she could try to like outshine her or whatever. So, how envious and jealous do you have to be? You want J Barbie's life. You want J Barbie's platform so bad to the point where you, at your big age, you jump onto the platform and try to dance in front of her in hopes that you could get the breadcrumbs of J Barbie's clout. I've seen so many unambiguous women complaining about how mixed and light skinned women are replacing them. But right here, you have an unambiguous black woman literally jumping in front of the woman trying to dance in front of the camera and trying to like show out and literally replace this other girl. I know that she had malicious intent because this same woman right here in the purple, she posted on Facebook later on saying, "Oh, I ate her up. Like, I'm so much better of a dancer," basically. So she literally came on with a malicious intent to try to, I guess, siphon off some of her followers or something. I don't know. But also, let me point this out really quick. Look at how she literally puts her ass in the air. Imagine being like 40 years old and so jealous of this young up and coming mixed girl that you bend it over and bust it open and try to put your ass in the air because that's the only way that you feel you can get some attention. Has anybody else noticed that? Like, if you look at J Barbie's TikTok, a lot of her TikTok is J Barbie showing her face up close because she has a pretty face. And it's like, okay, you know you have low self esteem when you think that a pair of sweaty butt cheeks looks better than your face. That's another thing I noticed. Like, there are a lot of insecure women where when it comes to like showing off their beauty or kind of celebrating their beauty, they feel like the most beautiful part of their body is their ass. Like, it's not even their face. And it's like, okay, tell me you think you're ugly without telling me you think you're ugly. Like, if you have to do all that, putting your butt in the air. Meanwhile, J Barbie, she does not have her ass in the air. She's just doing the regular line dance. It's like, just tell me you're desperate to compete. This person says, and the downfall begins. Everybody do it better than her if we being honest. Even the little viral baby. This person says, y'all will overhype a bottled water. Somebody else says, let's wrap this up before the summer. Another person says, just slithering and hooting. Another person says, y'all seen Sinners? So they're comparing her to Haley Steinfeld in Sinners. That's what they're comparing her to. That's why they mentioned that. Somebody says, it's a line dance that she didn't even make up. It's not that serious. So once again, this points to the false belief that a lot of black women have, which is that if you create something, then like you should be getting paid off of it. You're guaranteed to become rich off of it. And if you don't, it's unfair. No, there are plenty of people who invented things and never became rich off of it. Nikola Tesla died broke. He died poor. So there are plenty of people who create things. They're the blueprint. You know, they created the stuff in the beginning and they never became wealthy. Anybody who is educated and studies history knows this. So all they're doing is admitting the fact that they're uneducated. If you think that creativity and just creating something and inventing something guarantees that you will become successful off of that thing, you're uneducated. You're uneducated because anybody who has studied history knows that that's not the case. Other companies and like other people, they will take ideas and they will revamp it and then they'll make it their own. That's actually called being innovative. It's called being innovative. Steve Jobs, he didn't invent the cell phone. He didn't invent the cell phone. He didn't invent computers, but he just took an idea that was already there and he revamped it and made it better and made it his own. And that's how he became famous. So J Barbie is doing the same thing. She's being innovative. So a lot of people in the black community seem to not understand the concept of innovation. J Barbie has innovated the dance. So it was already created. She made it her own and she repackaged it to fit her aesthetic and to fit her personality. And then she became famous off of it. So all these people saying, well, she shouldn't be famous because she didn't create the dance. Okay, well, you don't know what being innovative means. You think that creativity comes before innovation, or you think that being the quote unquote blueprint automatically gives you social status, and it doesn't. People revise blueprints all the time. And I'm talking about like in architecture and stuff like that, like engineers and all that. They revise blueprints, they remodel things all the time. So just because you were the originator, it doesn't mean that you're going to get clout off of that thing. Okay? So receiving status, social status, remember, social status is one of the most powerful tools that you can use to get fame. Because remember, fame is just social status. So you have to be a social climber in order to receive social status. A lot of unambiguous women are bad at social climbing. They think that creating dances is their way to social climbing. No, you have to do the dance. You have to show up consistently. You have to utilize other privileges of yours to privilege stack in order to attain the social status. Jay Barbie's doing a great job at this. And we talk about this in the Patreon. I'm not going to get into that publicly because I don't want everybody watching this channel to know all of the deepest social climbing secrets. This person says, "Girl, stop. It's never that serious. You ain't doing the dance right anyway." So here come the dancing police once again. This person says chocolate came through and gave straight aura and main character. This person says she was intimidated. Somebody else says she sound like she about to cry. Another person says, "I hate to say, I told y'all so." Another person, "Is it the white coming out?" So they're literally celebrating the fact that she was about to cry. So this goes along with my talking point that a lot of jealous women, they want to see you suffer. They want to see Exotical suffering. They want her to be crying. That's why they're laughing about it. Like, haha, she's about to cry because, this woman came and ruined her dance performance. This person says, "I hate it for you, Janelle. You don't have it like that. After she got up there, you should have sat down because she was handling business." So they're saying basically the unambiguous woman deserves to be on the stage, not you. And it's like, once again, they don't even know this woman's name. They're just using this random, unambiguous, crusty auntie to try to humble J Barbie. And it's not going to work because we already know you guys don't support other unambiguous black women. You don't support them. That's why those women are not famous. That's why J Barbie is famous and not the other women. That's why you're calling the other black women red pants and purple shirt because you don't know their names because you don't give a fuck about other unambiguous women. This person says, "Janelle always got her eyes on the other dancer to be so confident." Girl, just do you then. So now, if you're light skinned, you can't even look at other people. You can't make eye contact with other people. You can't look to the side. So this reminds me of, remember that guy Kai Cenat's girlfriend? And like, because she made a facial expression and she looked over to the side, people said that like she was colorist. Like her facial expression was colorist. So now this girl is implying that J Barbie's facial expression is like, she's jealous. She's competing with unambiguous women. Like she's not confident because she looked at the other dancers. Yeah, when you're doing a dance performance, sometimes you do look at the other dancers to make sure you're in sync. You look at the other dancers depending on the sound system. Like if any of you guys have ever performed on a stage, this is how I know a lot of these people are losers because anybody who has ever performed on a stage knows that there's an entire sound system. There's a separate sound system that goes into your ears versus the sound that's going into the audience's ears. So sometimes you may have a monitor in your ear. There could be speakers up front that are blasting the sound. Sometimes you can't hear the sound of the music over the sound of the crowd. Anybody who's ever performed on a stage would know this. So this is how I know that this commenter, she's never been on a large stage because she thinks that it's weird that she's dancing and looking over at the other dancer. Well, yeah, maybe she can't hear the music as well because the crowd is going wild, or maybe she's just making sure that she's in sync because she's a performer. That's what actual performers do. So that's how I know that you, TT, have never been a performer and you've never even had the opportunity to be on stage in front of everyone because you literally are saying that it's weird that she's just looking at the other dancer. Anybody who's been on a cheer squad or a dance squad or a drill team or something, you know that you naturally look at the other people just to make sure that you're in sync, making sure that you guys are on the right rhythm, making sure that you're hearing all the sounds properly. That's normal. This person says, "It's a line dance, a literal two-step. Mighty God." So she's just doing the two-step. She's not doing a real line dance. So now mixed women are required to be experts at line dancing. And so if we do a simple two-step, that's not enough, because you're light skinned. So you got to be more perfect. Remember how I said they hold us to a higher standard? They hold mixed race women to a higher standard. Anyone who benefits from the isms, they will hold you to a higher standard of beauty, a higher standard of talent. a higher standard of creativity. That's why they're calling this woman out saying, well, you didn't make up the dance. Okay, well, this black woman in the purple, did she make up the dance? No, she didn't. I don't see people saying, hey, this woman in the purple didn't make up the dance. Why is she trying to go viral? I don't see them saying that. So they don't care that this woman on the screen didn't make up the dance. They only care that J Barbie didn't make up the dance. And that's because anyone who benefits from the isms is held to a higher standard. You have to be the most original, most talented, most beautiful. Your jeans have to fit perfectly. Your outfits have to be on point. Makeup has to be perfect. And it's because we are their beauty standard. That's why. This person says she not doing anything special. Yeah, they let her get way too comfortable. Nah, but this who y'all hyped up though, it's just a dance. And when they say that people hyped her up, okay, what do they mean by hyping her up? You mean by following her? You mean by viewing her content? Because another black woman just said a couple seconds ago that views don't mean support, right? So then why are you calling it hyping her up? They're just giving her views. And you guys just said that views don't mean anything. This person says she not even doing anything special. So this is a psychological jackpot right here. Her saying she's not doing anything special. This tells me that this unambiguous woman, deep down inside, she believes that you have to do something special and groundbreaking in order to be perceived as worthy. So she's saying that because J Barbie is just doing her thing, being herself, doing a line dance, that's not special enough for her to be worthy of this fame. So they associate fame. They feel like fame is something that has to be earned. They feel like, you have to do something groundbreaking. You have to do something super creative and super original to be famous. And that's not how society works. Anybody who thinks that you have to be super special in order to be famous, you're not very smart, because society makes basic people famous all the time. We make basic people famous. They could be the most basic singer, the most basic dancer, not the best singer in the world, but maybe we like their dance. Like, you don't have to be the most talented person in existence in order to be famous. So her making this comment like she's not doing anything special. Okay, well, society has a pattern of making people famous because they're pretty. Look at like Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner went and got surgery. Her beauty wasn't even natural, and people made her famous. So it's like, human beings, they make people famous for the most shallow reasons because society is shallow. This person says, I'm so tired of her in this dance. Girl, please learn something new. So apparently now J Barbie, she has to be a chameleon. She has to be constantly learning something new, according to these people. And again, who died and made all these random TikTok commenters the experts on dancing? And by the way, Exoticals, this is another bad social climbing tactic, because look at all these jealous women in the comments section. They're talking shit about J Barbie instead of them going out and making their own TikTok dance accounts. Like, instead of them leveling up their own TikToks, instead of them leveling up their own social media pages, they're commenting on J Barbie's page. So all they're doing is building her pedestal, very similar to Ekane. All those people, they were just commenting on Ekane, making her more famous instead of them building their own pages. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. An unambiguous girl posted a TikTok and it says, the one white girl on my timeline. And then it's her like, I can't play the music because they're going to flag me. But they're making fun of her. But imagine if J Barbie herself made a video and called it the one black girl on my timeline. So notice how whenever you're on the pedestal, unambiguous women will pick on you the most. And so that's another reason that I say, a part of how you will know that you are on the exotical pedestal is because unambiguous black women go out of their way to target you. That's how you know that you're benefiting from an ism, because they target you the most. They go out of their way to make fun of you. They go out of their way to target you. They go out of their way to tell you you're basic. There's nothing special about you. Okay, well, that means the exact opposite. It means that there is something special about you and they can see it. Hence why they are targeting it. Because I don't see confident, pretty, dark-skinned black women doing stuff like this. This person says they are always extra when they try to use our seasonings. Somebody said she just can't seem to find the beat. All that slipping and slithering. They hype up anybody these days. Baby just made me spit my coffee out. She does it extra hard. Hashtagging trailer park is so unserious. So they're calling this girl like trailer trash, basically. But imagine if J Barbie called them like black trash or, she called them ghetto trash or ratchet, there would be an uproar if she were to do the same type of thing. So do you see this rhetoric where it's like they can dish it out, but they can't take it? So remember, them making fun of you, that is their social climbing tactic. They hope that by pulling you down, that it can bring them up. So this girl who's making this video, she's not just making it because she wants to make fun of J Barbie. She's hoping that she can become a famous dancer. She wants some of those subscribers. She wants some of those TikTok followers. That's why she's got J Barbie's name in her mouth. It's because she can't get attention just by being herself. She can't get attention by doing her own line dances. She has to make fun of another girl. This person said, and somehow you did it better than her. So, once again, do you see the random one sided competition they have with Exoticals? Like, when J Barbie made this dance, she was not competing. But every time I see an unambiguous woman commenting on the dance, they're like, oh, well, you're doing it better than Jay. You're doing it better than J Barbie. So, the ratchet auntie that crashed the stage, she decided to make a follow up video because, people were calling her out. So, let's hear what she has to say.
Like this, like I understand that you're going viral and stuff about for the dance, but one, this is not your dance, and you're not the only person that is allowed to do the dance. Like I have the right to do it. I was on the flyer as well. If I wanted to do the dance on the stage, I can. You still had your shine because I was on the side. But past all of that, none of this even like struck the internet. Nothing was even said. Everything was literally cool. Like I thought everything was fine because even after the fact, we were still like talking and everything. Everybody was still dancing. But someone else made a post of the video of her saying like, practically she can't be fucked with. And the person that made that post is literally from my hometown. I'm from Eufaula.
You okay?
Yeah. So it was just like, okay, he made the post. I was just like, no, I'm not. Okay, yeah, she said it, but this is my side. Like, yeah, when you said it, now I got to do a little more because why you doing it when people are beside you dancing as well. People dance with you all the time. And then she texts me after the post had went up, like the post went viral or whatever. Mind you, so like, yeah, I was just like, yes, I had to like do something in my book because you're not going to just act like I'm not standing here dancing beside you. That's why you made that comment.
So that woman, after she made that response, basically people started saying, oh, well, there's a beef, J Barbie versus Ayanna. So now there's all this crap on the internet trying to make it as if J Barbie is just out here beefing with random unambiguous women.
So this whole line dancer situation going on with J Barbie and I believe it's Ayanna, y'all, I just feel like the world is just full of hate so much that we just forget that this is just a dance. It's a dance, y'all. Like at the end of the day, Jay didn't make it up. Ayanna didn't make it up. Yes, Jay she's not the only one that can do it. It doesn't matter who's lighter than, who's mixed, who's black, who's dark skinned, who's whatever. Y'all, at the end of the day, the dance and music is supposed to unify us. We're supposed to be one. And regardless of Jay's nationality or ethnicity, whatever, she is still our sister. We are all family at the end of the day. In the club, we all fam. Y'all supposed to be out there having a good time. Morgan Wallen is white. Like at the end of the day, it's a dance. Like nobody owns it. Get out there and have fun and get y'all bag. Like this is getting ridiculous.
So here you have this girl. She's calling out the hypocrisy. And then you have somebody commenting. She said, the girl sexualized the whole line dance and profited off privilege. And Morgan Whalen is racist AF. Okay, so her simply dancing, there's nothing over-sexualized about J Barbie doing the dance. She is fully clothed when she did the dance. Meanwhile, Ayanna, she was the one wearing a little see-through lingerie top and had her ass in the air. So I don't see anybody saying that Ayanna is the one that sexualized it. She had her entire booty in the air. She had her boobs out, cleavage out, everything. Yet you're saying that J Barbie sexualized it when she is fully clothed when dancing. She was not doing any like explicit moves. It's not like she was bursting out in the splits or something. No, she's just hopping on the two-step. You guys just said in a few comments before, oh, well, she's only doing the two-step. Okay, so how's that over-sexualizing it? You're exposing your internalized colorism. You are sexualizing J Barbie because you think she is sexy. You think her phenotype is sexy, kind of that ambiguous, the racially ambiguous phenotype with the long hair and all. You're sexualizing her. She was not sexualizing herself. And then this person says Morgan Whalen is racist AF. Okay, so then why are Black people fighting to take ownership over a line dance with a song who has a racist artist in it then? So you guys shouldn't be dancing to Morgan Whalen's singing because he's racist, right? So then, J Barbie can have it because she's half white. And this is another thing people will never understand. Guess what? There will always be white passing mixed people who still connect with their Black side, just like how there will always be Black passing mixed people who still connect with their white side. Get over it. J Barbie's not going anywhere. Mixed people are not going anywhere. You don't have to look Black in order to connect with Black people. So nobody's going to be able to kick J Barbie out of the Black line dance community, ever. Somebody said when money is involved, it's another story. That's where the issue lies. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. A lot of people who feel underprivileged, it's not just that they're jealous of like your phenotype or something. Sometimes they're actually not jealous of your phenotype. They're more so jealous of your privilege. They're jealous of the lifestyle you have access to with your phenotype. They're jealous of the opportunities that you're getting because of your phenotype. They're jealous that you are profiting off of the same system that they are suffering from. But guess what? J Barbie didn't create TikTok. She didn't create internalized colorism. She cannot help that she happened to be born mixed race. So even if people are following her because they thought she was a white girl, okay, well, that's not her problem. It's not her problem that other people are racist and thought she was white, and then she profited off of them. And it's so hilarious because remember Pinky Doll, the dark-skinned Black girl who made herself light-skinned on the filters and stuff? She made herself look as white as possible, and I saw Black women celebrating her and saying, ha ha, she profited off the colorists. Ha ha, she catfished the colorists. She catfished the racist people. But I don't see you giving the same energy to J Barbie. You're not doing the same thing where it's like, ha ha, J Barbie's profiting off colorists. You're not doing it because J Barbie's actually mixed race, and Pinky Doll was an unambiguous woman who was making herself look light-skinned. This person says, I think it's stupid too because everybody on here doing the dance, but they so worried about J Barbie. That's weird. Yeah, they're worried about J Barbie because they're jealous of the opportunity she's getting. So, she's going viral. She's taking pictures with celebrities now. Like, I could totally see J Barbie being on a show like maybe Baddies or like, I don't know, some reality show. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if she were to go on some reality show after this, or maybe start a YouTube channel or something, go on some vlog channel or something. I wouldn't be surprised. This person says, I agree with some of what you're saying, but y'all better stop calling these people. They use they color to jump side family when they don't see you all the same way. Okay, that's horrible English, but she's trying to say that like J Barbie has a fluid identity and she's going to hop in and out of Blackness when it's convenient. And it's like, okay, but that's a part of being mixed race. You have a fluid identity. So you are both Black and non-Black at the same time. You have Black family members, you have non-Black family members. This person says, right. I'm like, how in the world is there attention on one person in a field of people? When you pick on someone to no end, it looks envious. She was dancing because the music was on, not because she's mixed. This person says, we all fight to be the top. It's always a competition. Yeah, that's what it is. A lot of women with inferiority complexes, they feel like everything is a competition. Your looks are a competition. Your outfit is a competition. Your hairstyle is a competition. Your dance moves are a competition. And that's why we just saw this pattern of unambiguous women randomly bringing up all those things. It's like, I wasn't even thinking about J Barbie's outfit when I was watching the video. I wasn't thinking like, oh, okay, how fashionable is her outfit? Like, how cute are her jeans? Is she in style? What kind of hairstyle is she wearing? I wasn't thinking that. But women with inferiority complexes, they're constantly shouting from the abyss. They're twerking from the abyss, fighting to be seen, literally putting their asses in the air because they know that they can't get attention for their face. They feel like they can't get attention for their beauty. They feel like they can't get attention for their skin tone or for their body. So they feel like the only way they can get attention is with their ass. And I'm talking about women with inferiority complexes, similar to Ayanna. So that's the only strategy that some of these women have. They're like, okay, I can't use anything else, so I'm going to use my butt to get attention. So that's why I call it twerking from the abyss. That's literally what Ayanna was doing. She was twerking from the abyss. And this person says, if it's just a dance, there should have been no aggressive ain't nobody fucking with me on the stage. We are not excusing that entitled, arrogant behavior. Okay, so J Barbie, she did say nobody's fucking with me when she was dancing, but I don't see a problem with her saying that because, yeah, if you're trying to make it a competition or if you're trying to put me down in the middle of my dance performance, I'll say the same thing. So I support J Barbie saying that because nobody's fucking with her. That's why she's getting paid the $6,000. That's why a lot of people are acting crusty in her comment section. So she has every right to say that. It's so hilarious how unambiguous women can be cocky. They can be arrogant. Look at the boxer, the lady that was the boxer. I just did a video on her about a month ago. She literally came online and said, I look better than you bitches. You know, I look better than you guys. You could never look like me. She was saying all kinds of things that sounded quote unquote arrogant. And nobody batted an eye. All J Barbie said was, ain't nobody effing with me. J Barbie did not say, I look better than you because, you know, you're dark and black. No, she didn't say anything like that. So unambiguous women, they can get away with saying whatever they want. They can brag about how good they look and how they're the blueprint and, you know, oh, she ate this dance up. Oh, I ate her up. I saw that Facebook post that Ayanna posted where she was like, I ate her up. She said that she ate J Barbie up in terms of dancing. Like, she's better than J Barbie. She's a better dancer. So if you're unambiguous, you can say that you're better than others. You can say that you look better, that you dance better, you're more talented, you're more creative, you're more of the blueprint. But then if somebody responds, then suddenly, oh, they're acting entitled and arrogant. This person says literally, they can all do the dance good, so I don't know what the problem is. Black people stay trying to compete. It's a dance, right? Like, imagine being so competitive with women of other phenotypes that you make everything into a competition, including a dance. So you're supposed to be having fun at a trail ride, you know, eating the barbecue. You're having fun at the cookout, and you can't even have fun because you're focused on competing with some random girl. This person says, for real, if she wasn't being paid, I don't think anything would have ever been said. I saw people go from loving on Jay to being mean to her because she's confident. I don't like that. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They're mean because she is both privileged and confident at the same time. So I know that for a lot of us exoticals, that's been our experience. People, they get mad not just because we're privileged, but because we are also confident on top of it. And actually, a lot of unambiguous women, if you go to the colorism channels, they will talk about this. They will say that our confidence only comes from, you know, isms. Our confidence comes from benefiting from isms. So that's the real reason that a lot of them get triggered. It's because they think that our confidence simply comes from being put on a pedestal due to benefiting from isms. And that's, they can't prove that. You don't know where J Barbie's confidence came from. Were you there when she was being raised? Were you there when she was a child? No. This person says trail rides and dance parties are meant to be fun. Everybody has a good time out there. That's what line dancing is about too. F a skin tone. Country ain't got no color. So do you see how this girl in the video, because she's pretty, she naturally relates to J Barbie? This creator in this TikTok right here, she doesn't have an inferiority complex. That's why she doesn't have a problem defending J Barbie. It's because she can relate to also being pretty and being put on a pedestal herself. So notice how this girl, she says, F a skin tone. Country ain't got no color. If you've never been to one, go out there and see what the vibes are. The hatred doesn't align with what the community stands for. This person says, we're not all fam, not in or out the club. And she thinks she's better because she sexualized the dance. All she needs is a pole on the stage, but learn to keep it classy, that's all. This person's... So now they're saying she's basically doing a pole dance, which she's not. The creator responded, she said, love, the song is a mashup to Wetter by Twista. Have you heard the lyrics? I cannot deal with y'all. Exactly. They have no smoke for the artists who created the song with those sexualized lyrics, but they have all the smoke for J Barbie saying she's sexualizing it. Meanwhile, the song is an explicit song. Like, if you're gonna say that you don't want stuff to be over-sexualized, then keep the same energy with everybody.
Light-skinned people know that they have privilege. That's why Janelle is not shocked that y'all are defending her with everything in y'all being. She would actually expect nothing less because she's light-skinned. But I peeped the microaggression. She was on stage with that girl talking about can't nobody me. When the brown skinned girl came out and told the original story, she was basically saying, like, telling her side. And then Janelle responds and she was like, yeah, because I didn't even recognize she was the girl who had went viral, because like when she went viral, she didn't have weave. When she went viral, she didn't look like this. Like she didn't even look the same. I didn't even recognize her. That is so shady. That's a microaggression. Y'all be acting like they only come from people. No, light-skinned people are very, very colorist. Okay. They enjoy their proximity to whiteness. 100%. Hater of hers at all. I actually told y'all, get your money, girl, get booked, do your thing, do the line dance. But when you get to saying certain stuff and acting a certain way, like people pick up on that. Whatever the backstory is, I just want y'all to know that y'all need to have some better judgment. Y'all treat light-skinned people and people the same. Y'all give them the same benefits. Y'all give them the same credit. Y'all give them the same accolades. Y'all push them forward whole time. They don't even like you.
So now you got this random person saying that Janelle was doing a microaggression by saying she looks different. Okay, so how is it a microaggression to say you look different when you have a different hairstyle? You do look different when you have a weave versus when you don't. That's the whole point of beauty enhancements. It's to make you look different. So no, that's not a racist microaggression that someone didn't recognize you because you had a different hairstyle. That happens to women of every color. If you're a white girl that's blonde, then you go brunette, and then you go red, people aren't going to recognize you at first. That's normal. That's not racism or colorism. And it's not a microaggression. What's aggressive about saying you look different with a different hairstyle? Tell me what's aggressive about that. Define aggression. So do you see how they project? They're literally projecting their own insecurities onto J Barbie. J Barbie can't make any comments or any comebacks without them getting insecure and upset. This person says, I've been light-skinned my entire 46 years of living, and this is all new to me. This person says, you're not light-skinned. There is no way you never experienced privilege. You're brown-skinned. So now they want to argue with this random girl in the comment section saying, oh, well, you're not light, you're brown. And then this person says she's biracial. Light skin is when both parents are black. Because remember, they don't want biracials to be called light skin because they view light skin as being a special title to be handed out. So notice how it's always non-light skin people who are policing what's light skin. They're doing the most policing of what's light skin. Always an unambiguous person, always a monoracial person policing light skin the most. This person says a biracial individual could also be light skinned, but the term light skin doesn't necessarily imply biracial. Yeah, race is a social construct, so it's always going to be subjective. Different people are going to have different opinions on what it is. That's why I'm glad that here in the Exotical community, we voted on what we are going to consider light skin. We voted on what we consider to be undeniably mixed race, which is 25% or more. So yeah, we already voted on that over here on this channel. That's not a big deal to me. This person says she's white. Her mother is white. Her biological father is white and Persian, hence her last name. Her stepdad is the only black man in her life. She is white. So now apparently they have dug into her background and they're saying, her father is actually white and Persian and that he's not black at all. And my thing is, how obsessed do you have to be with somebody's heritage to the point where you're over here trying to find their parents? Because where did she say that her biological father is white and Persian? I've seen her videos where she said her biological father was like black. So I find that to be interesting as well. Notice how they try to do DNA tests basically on mixed race people. This person says she's black and white. We light-skinned folks got two black light-skinned parents. So now in order to be light-skinned, you also have to come from two light-skinned black parents. So notice how the topic is no longer about J Barbie. Now it's about policing what's light-skinned. It's about them gatekeeping what is light-skinned and what's not. And also, I just want to comment on this woman here, this dark-skinned woman, because if this is her natural hair, this is just my theory. If this is her natural hair, this woman looks like she actually benefits from texturism. If this is her real hair, I don't know if it is. And if this is her natural texture, just when I'm scrolling down, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing kind of like this type 3 texture. So I find it interesting that this dark-skinned woman who benefits from an ism, she still views light-skinned women who benefit from isms as her enemy. And I think part of that is because the black community, they try to divide light-skinned exoticals from dark-skinned exoticals. They try to convince the dark-skinned women, oh, well, you'll never fit in with these light-skinned women. You'll never fit in with these biracials. You can't relate to them. So that's just something else I wanted to randomly point out. I could be wrong, though, about her heritage and about her hair texture. It could be false or it could be manipulated. I don't know. But this person says she's mixed. Light skin is being light with 2 black parents. And from what I'm hearing, both her parents are white. Her stepdad is black. This person says this is so disappointing to hear. Saying all light-skinned people are colorist is a huge generalization. It doesn't apply to all. I believe Janelle is wrong in all of her actions. So I personally don't believe Janelle is wrong at all. I think part of what makes Janelle stand out is the fact that she's a fighter. She's willing to clap back on your ass. She will check you for talking shit to her, and I like that about Janelle. And that's why she's successful, and that's why all these other bitches are sitting in the background talking shit. Janelle is willing to fight for what belongs to her. She feels like, you know, her TikTok platform, her fame, she has high self-worth. So she feels worthy of fame. She feels like she deserves the fame, and that's called confidence. This person says, I'm light-skinned and I ain't never been colorist. So please rephrase that. She's also supposedly mixed. Both my parents black. I never used my skin color as privilege, so please, ma'am. Somebody else says light skin and biracial privilege are very different. So I do agree that there are so many different nuances of all the different privileges, but unambiguous women don't seem to care, okay? They don't care whether you're mixed, whether you're light skinned, whether you have a 4C hair texture or a silky hair texture. If you have any privileges that they don't have, they do not like you. That's the pattern that I'm seeing here. Even with this woman here, she can't relate. Let's say this woman happens to have some mixture in her bloodline. She still feels like she can't relate to J Barbie because J Barbie has a privilege that she doesn't have, which is light skin privilege. So I feel like women with inferiority complexes, they will naturally become enemies with anyone who has a privilege that they don't have. Like, have you ever met those women where it's like they hate anybody that's lighter than them, even if you're both dark skinned? If you're not as dark skinned as her, she still is mad at you because, you know, she views it as you're a little bit more privileged than her. You're a little bit lighter than her. You're a little bit more ambiguous than her. I've met a lot of black women like that. And now we have people who are basically threatening Janelle to the point where she had to actually get security because that's how deep the jealousy was from these unambiguous ratchet line dancers. So now you've got a girl who says, Janelle, please be careful with your comebacks.
I left untouched. And that attitude right there would get you touched. Now, Janelle, I know I crack jokes and I know I be funny, but this right here is a real serious video. Like, you do understand that there is people out there that is spiteful enough to do something to you because you feel like you are untouchable, right? Like, you do have security that's with you in certain places, but you don't got 24-hour security, baby girl. And the whole thing is, you got to understand, there is some people out here that's watching that video saying to themselves, oh, so this bitch thinks she untouchable. I'm going to show her she can be touched. You got to stop putting targets on your back. And when I say targets, it's like the subliminal things that you say, even though it's like in the moment you're saying these things and you really not confrontational. I can tell that you're really not a confrontational person. Like, you got to stop just saying it. Enjoy your moments, baby. Do your shows, do whatever you're going to do. Quit responding because you the one that's getting the heat off of everything. And I'm telling you, there is somebody out there that will try to hurt you just to prove a point. Not saying they're going to hospitalize you. Not saying they will literally just do something to you just to prove to you that you can be touched. Stop putting these targets on your back, Janelle. Just enjoy your moment, your wave, ride and chill. And I know you seeing in my videos. I know you seeing them.
Okay, but my question is, who exactly would be trying to touch her? Who would be targeting her? What kind of women would be targeting her? It would be unambiguous, mono, dark-skinned black women. Those are the main women who are coming against her. It's women from the black community. So I find it interesting that instead of this black woman scolding the black community, saying, hey, stop committing violence. Hey, black women, maybe you should stop being violent. Instead of her approaching them and saying that they shouldn't use violence as the answer, she wants to tell Janelle to basically shut up before the hood bitches come and get you. Shut up before the hood boogers come and get you. Shut up before the ghetto twerking boogeyman comes and shoots up your barn or comes and shoots up your house. So it's like they're trying to instill this fear. Have you ever noticed that a lot of people, they want mixed women to be scared of black women? Has anybody else noticed that? That's a very common cultural theme that we see in the unambiguous community. They want to train the more privileged women to be scared of unambiguous Black women. And they've succeeded. I see a lot of light-skinned monoracial Black women who are very scared of dark-skinned monoracial Black women. So they're mad because J Barbie is not scared of Black people. That's what it is. You guys are just mad that she's not scared of Black people. And I support that. You shouldn't be scared of anybody because of their race, because that's actually called being prejudiced. But she's basically teaching J Barbie. She's saying, hey, you want to watch out because some people are going to try to like beat you up, basically. She's essentially implying that she could get her ass beat by a bunch of Black girls if she keeps talking shit. And it's like, okay, all you're doing is perpetuating the stereotype that Black women are violent. That's all you're doing. You're basically telling J Barbie, hey, just so you know, Black girls are violent, so you may not want to respond because they're going to beat your ass. They're going to commit a crime against you. They're going to commit assault against you. It's like, do you hear the internalized anti-Blackness coming out? This person says Black men will protect her before they protect us. So yeah, untouched. Notice how somebody randomly brings up Black men. Do you see how they can never get out of the male-centered mindset? Nobody was talking about Black men this whole time. This had nothing to do with men at all. This was an issue between J Barbie and another woman. And now you got a random Black woman bringing up Black men, saying that they're randomly going to protect her. Meanwhile, I don't know if she has a boyfriend or not, but it's like, I've never seen her around a whole bunch of Black men. I mean, maybe her security guards are Black men. I don't know. But it's like, why are they randomly bringing up Black men? This person says, mind you, she feels like this over a dance she didn't even create. So once again, is that mindset of if you didn't create it, you can't profit off of it. And we all know that that's BS. You don't have to invent something in order to profit off of it. The way capitalism works is you take something that was already invented, a product, and then you sell it for a high price. So these people are literally just proving how uneducated they are. They're proving how financially illiterate they are. But anyway, this person says Mary from Sinners. So once again, they're calling her Haley Steinfeld. This person says her saying she left untouchable is an invite for the devil minions. Okay, so who would the devil's minions be? What racial group would they most likely come from? This person says she talks like Whoa Vicky. Somebody else said the new Catch Me Outside girl. So they're comparing her to Haley Steinfeld. They're comparing her to Danielle, the Catch Me Outside girl, Bad Baby or Bad Barbie, whatever her name is. So here's another video, like from a different angle, of the woman crashing the stage during her performance. So it showed a little clip of the lady sneaking up on the stage, basically, or just walking up to the front of the stage. I can't play all the audio because it's going to flag me. But somebody said, go ahead and be a stripper, LOL. Somebody said, fan of what? Ayanna, the girl in the purple, is an actual line dance instructor with her own team, and she was paid to perform there. Okay, so then why would there be a beef then? Why would Ayanna feel like there's a beef then? This is proof, though, of jealousy because Ayanna, she's been a line dance teacher this whole time and never went viral. She doesn't have the same type of body or type of fashion sense as J Barbie. She looks a little bit older than J Barbie, possibly. So it's like, if this Ayanna girl is so confident, then why is there an issue? Somebody said, the fact y'all keep calling her a fan is blowing me. The other girl was on the flyer as well. Okay, but she's acting like a fan, though. J Barbie comes at this in a professional manner. J Barbie actually has business skills. She's got a security team. She's got a booking fee. She's doing an entire tour where she's like teaching dances. She's got her outfits on point. This other woman just comes off like some country bumpkin woman that's just trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, just rolled in from somebody's ghetto country hood. Outfit barely matches. So yeah, there is a difference. I can see why that woman would be jealous of J Barbie. Somebody said, who's booking her? So y'all pay her $6,000 to show up and do that same dance over and over and not get tired of her? I need to learn that dance because I'm sick of my job. And that's the real issue. The real issue is that a lot of women who feel underprivileged, they feel like they don't have as many options as somebody who has social privilege. So they feel like their only option is a 9-to-5. Their only option is a cubicle. Their only option is working in the warehouse or the factory or whatever. So they're mad that this girl, J Barbie, gets to be glamorous and cute and, just wear jean shorts and a tube top and get paid $6,000.
Hold on.
Who the best security?
Bow, and bow. And bow. Yes.
Huh?
The best security
Hey,
on the block.
They said they're gonna do what to you?
Ain't nobody gonna touch me. I left untouched.
Guns and boxing, Axios, we in here.
So that was a video of security. And somebody said they took her saying, and I left untouched out of content. She literally is promoting the security services. Mofo's weird as F, posting just the part where she said she left untouched to push a narrative. Yeah, she was promoting her security people, like saying they did a good job. And they took it as, oh, she's taunting black women. This person says, why y'all hate this girl so much? Black people are so hateful for no reason. Yeah, it comes from envy. This person says, ain't no reason to hate on her. She just dancing and having fun. What I don't understand, people made her famous and they mad. No need to make rude comments. Just be yourself. No need to bring drama in the mix. You do you.
J Barbie has been going viral for her line dance in the last few months. People were initially upset with J Barbie because they thought that she was a culture vulture, aka a white girl trying to come and suck up black culture. But she has revealed several times that her mother is white and her daddy is black and she is mixed.
Everybody think I'm white. My dad is black. My mom is white. I'm mixed.
She has social media in an uproar because apparently she was charging $6,000 to show up to trail rides and do a line dance by a Morgan Wallace song dressed to the beat Twist the Sweater.
Girl, you better go!
Now, this got people upset because, one, she wasn't the original creator of the dance. And two, they're claiming that she is benefiting from pretty privilege. While I definitely agree that she is benefiting, showing up to these line dancing and step competitions, and she is giving the girls hell. She recently just kind of battled with another girl. In the video, you can hear her saying, can't nobody F with her, can't nobody mess with her. The social users are claiming that this girl came for her throat and this girl was doing the most because she did a split. So now the internet is divided and they are saying that J Barbie needs to possibly get a new line dance to go to. I'm curious to know what you guys think regarding this entire situation and if you guys have heard of J Barbie. Like I said, she just recently got into stepping and she literally blew up because people thought that she was a culture vulture when in reality she's just a part of the crew like everybody else. I'm curious to know what y'all think about this. Let me know down in the comments, y'all.
This person says her stepdad is black. Her mom and dad are both white. So I don't know where they keep getting this from, but let's go with that narrative for a moment. Let's say her stepdad is black and that her actual parents are both white. What does that say about the black community then? All that does is that tells us that a lot of black people, they want to pull mixed race people into black culture so bad to the point where, you know, they'll see a little bit of type 2 hair and they'll be like, oh, she's part black. And I'm not saying she's not part black, but I'm saying, like, if it really is true that it's just her stepdad that's black and, like, not her real dad, then if anything, that just makes the black community look stupid. And also, what happened to the whole narrative? I thought that Persians are black. You know those black people that say that Persians are black? They say Filipinos are black. They say that Arabs are black. So even if she was white and Arab or something, you know, what happened to those people that say that Arabs actually are part black? So do you see how no matter what, she is able to still use her fluid identity to gain privilege and to gain proximity into different cultures? Like, even if she were mixed without blackness, let's say she was mixed with white and Arab, she still looks like how some mixed people actually do look, who are mixed with some black. Like, there are a lot of people who are like 75% white, maybe 25% black, who look like how J Barbie does. So all you're doing is proving the fact that she has a fluid identity. And then somebody says, J Barbie is a pretty girl, but with the physical appearance out the way, she, to me, overdances the line dance. It gives very extra. Where is the original creator? Book her. So I want to talk about the original creator too. Okay, so I paused it on the original creator. I already see a difference between J Barbie and the original creator. The original girl, like, she's very down home, down to earth, very chill and laid back. Her style is not as vibrant as J Barbie's. And this is no diss to the original creator. Like, there's actually nothing wrong with the original girl. But I can see why people may be more drawn to J Barbie, because think about it. J Barbie has a lot of energy. She's kind of like, she's almost hopping up and down when she's doing the dance moves, almost like she never gets tired. She has her hair done in all the videos, her makeup done. She has all these super cute jeans on. Actually, I started following J Barbie. J Barbie actually inspired me to get some new jeans because every time I see her jean outfits in particular and her little boots, I'm like, oh my God, that is so cute. Like, I don't know where I would wear those outfits, but I still was like, oh my God, her outfits are so freaking cute. So that is another thing that I noticed stands out about J Barbie in comparison to the original dancer. Even in terms of like body types, J Barbie is more, she's very like in shape. She wears cute little tube tops. She's almost like, she has this fashion and beauty icon type of vibe going. Like I could totally see J Barbie branching off and starting her own clothing line where it's like line dance clothing. So maybe she sells like some rodeo jeans, you know, those jeans with like the rhinestones or like the fancy cowgirl boots. I could totally see her starting a store. So when I look at J Barbie, this is not based on just her skin tone, even though J Barbie's phenotype kind of relates to mine more. But still, when I look at J Barbie, I'm also thinking about it from an overall business perspective. I could see J Barbie branching out into multiple different things, whereas the original girl, she just comes off like a quiet country bumpkin that's just like, you know, maybe a teenager learning dances in the living room. And that's fine. That's also valid. But I can see why J Barbie would go viral, besides just the whole colorism thing.
The white girl better stop with all them fighting words. First she said she can't be fucked with. Now she's talking about something, and I left untouched. Look here. The people that want to see you are the headliners. They want to see you at like the face of their trail ride. The trail riders there, they don't give a fuck about no little white bitch gyrating on the stage. One of these days, something's gonna happen. You keep like you talking like you just want to have a problem. At first, you came remorseful with the I can't be fucked with stuff. You was like, I just didn't feel comfortable, and they told me that they were rolling their eyes at me, and you was remorseful. Now it's I left untouched. You really need to like, hey, people mouth riding a check that they ass can't cash. Body, yes, okay, I heard that she's mixed and stuff like that, but you look white passing. Nothing about you gives black, not even the gyrating, because it's just forced and it's not natural. So you're already getting a bad name for taking somebody else's dance, not only teaching them how to do it and then acting like it's hers, and then only giving credit when like it just blows up and the girl actually, you know, demands it. Now she's talking about she can't get touched and she can't be fucked with. People would have did stuff to you for less, but you like you making it like you just want to get your ass whooped or something. You better lay low. White girl, mulatto lady, you better lay low.
Okay, so now you've got a girl once again low-key threatening J Barbie, saying basically black girls are going to beat your ass. So she's implying that once again, some girls are going to incite violence upon her. But then notice how whenever us light-skinned or mixed girls tell stories of black women being violent with us, then they'll say that we're being racist and colorist. And it's like, you guys are proving the stereotype right here because you're essentially telling her somebody's going to beat your ass. The majority of the audience at the trail rides is black people. They're country black people, or they're like, you know, black people from the hood or whatever, black people who own weapons. So all you're doing is you're proving our point that a lot of people target light-skinned women for violence. This person says, I left untouched, kind of sounds like a challenge. So now they're taking what she's saying as like, oh, okay, let's take this as a challenge. So let's go beat her ass. This person says she was raised by a white woman. Another person said, I'm not understanding the J Barbie hate. She's doing her and everybody keep talking about her like she's physically bothering people. Somebody said, white girl, mulatto lady, you better lay low. I'll never forgive y'all for making her famous to begin with. I'm still confused why she gets to tour for somebody else's dance. Well, line dance teachers, they didn't make up the dance. If you go to a class where they teach the electric slide and the two-step, that teacher at your local gym, he didn't make up the electric slide. So she's doing the same thing that everybody else does. She is a line dance teacher. The only difference is that she is more famous than the other people. So she was able to successfully make a business out of it. You don't have to invent a dance in order to be a choreographer. That's essentially what she is. She's a line dance teacher. It's kind of like being a choreographer. Whenever somebody's a choreographer, they didn't make up the two-step. They didn't make up the electric slide. They didn't make up all the pop locking moves that you see in music videos. No, they didn't create those moves, but they put them together in a way to where somebody else is attracted to that, and so they want to hire them. Somebody said, then I see 5 security guards after she got cocky. Somebody said she got top flight security like she a celebrity. Well, she is at this point. But what do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.